You know, thinking about it now, I should have made this quite some time ago, huh? I've been kind of making these videos for 3 years. Never really sat down and explained how to get people's characters featured in this kind of way. Well, we're here now, so we ball. So I've been making Xenoverse 2 GMVs for quite a while now, and I never really got around to making this video until now because I wanted to see if I can actually explain this in a how-to fashion, if you will. And I think I've been at this long enough to the point where I can make an official video to how to get your character on Xenoverse 2 GMVs. This video will explain everything that you need to do, which is not a lot, by the way, and all of the repercussions that come with it. So be sure to stick with it to the very end, so that way I won't have to relay to you this again. And also it's easier to explain it this way, because having to explain it over and over and over again to newer people gets kind of tedious. So it's kind of convenient to make this video. So for starters, if you're new to this kind of thing, which you probably are, and you're wondering what a Xenoverse 2 GMV even is, basically it's a way of using the modded version of XV2 to make game music videos like the one you see on screen right now. Like with all the mods that have like the fancy cutscenes and stuff like that, the Clash mods, the Beam mod, the Key Blast mods, like everything that just has a cinematic angle to it. Like that, I put all those together and I make an entire game music video out of that. You see it on screen right now. You get the whole idea pretty quick. And it features cast characters and modded characters sometimes, depending on what the overall theme of the video is. But the main selling point, and what you can probably guess if you look at the title of the video, is featuring other people's characters, including YouTubers that also cover Xenoverse 2 in some kind of way, to some degree. But let's get into how we can feature your character. So one of the many ways that you can begin with this is if you see a post like this, basically asking for references for characters or other people's CACs whenever I have an idea in mind for a GMV. Like whenever that typically happens, I either make a post on Twitter or YouTube. I make a community post about it, just giving y'all a heads up, or giving people in general a heads up, saying, hey, I got an idea for a GMV. If you want your character featured in there, and all you have to do is either have an image or a video telling me how to recreate your CAC. That's it. No payment, no worries. Although, you could press 2 buttons that every single YouTuber persuades you to do to increase your chances of being featured in other videos. Just thought I'd leave that in there as well. Overall though, all you have to do is just have an image, either it being on Twitter because you can't send images through YouTube comments, or if you have a video on YouTube, or a short rather, of you explaining how to recreate these characters and stuff like that, that also works too. Now, with that simple method being said, however, there are some things that I would like for you to be clear about, which I'm about to get into right now. So, when it comes to vanilla CACs and modded CACs, and when I say vanilla, by the way, I mean like the CACs that are in the game, you know, the regular standard version of the game with no mods. Like, I accept those, and I also accept modded CACs. I accept both, but it's also important to mention to be as clear as possible about what they look like. So like what outfit they're wearing, what accessories they have, the hairstyles, the color of their hair, their eye types, their ear types, their jaw types, you know, what race they are, you know, all that extra stuff. Like the color of their outfits, what type of outfit it is, you know, be as clear as possible when it comes to that. And if you have a modded CAC, be sure to include all of what I just said previously. But if they have modded outfits, accessories, and hairstyles that are not in the regular game, that are from somewhere else, be sure to tell me where that's from, so that way I don't make any mistakes when it comes to making them. That also goes for facial features as well, because I know that there are some mods out there that do have some facial feature stuff, so be sure to include that as well. And you're probably better off, if you have like a modded CAC that you want to be featured in a video, you're probably better off just linking me directly to where the mod is from, so that way I can get to it immediately instead of having to scour the internet and trying to find it myself. You know what I mean? If you have the mod link to the creator, then be sure to let me know and put that link there, whether it's on YouTube or Twitter, that leads me directly to how to create this character, or how to create your modded character. Make sure to link me all the mods that you use to do that. Now, when it comes to races, all of them are accepted. But even though I know most of the time that Saiyan CACs are going to be the main focus most of the time, because that's just how the way the Dragon Ball community is, if you have a CAC that isn't a Saiyan, please don't forget about them and consider featuring them as possibilities, please, because I just don't want to feature Saiyan characters over and over and over again if I can help it, because I know after doing that for a while, it's going to get stale and shallow really quick. So be sure to include Friezas, Namekians, Majins, yada 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 yada. Make sure to include CACs that aren't Saiyans, if you have them, of course. So to build the point on emphasis a little bit more when it comes to letting me know about your CAC, if there are some specific things that are part of your CAC that makes them them, then be sure to tell me about that as well. So what I mean by that is like, do they attack with fire? Do they attack with ice? Do you want me to use a specific super attack with them? Do you want me to, I don't know, specialize them as more of like a speeder, like a fast fighter or something like that, right? Like a person that attacks quick, right? Do they use lightning while attacking? Do they, I don't know, do they have a specific move that they use all the time as a finisher? You know, keep all of these things in mind as you tell me about, the CAC that you want me to feature. So that way it can be more diverse. The video can be more fun. It can be more in character, I should say, because I want to stay true to how you created your CAC in Xenoverse 2. So be sure to let me know about all those specifics as well, because I feel like it'll be really fun to experiment with things and different kinds of details that you tell me about your character. So yeah, be sure to tell me about that as well. But you don't have to do all that if you don't want to. If you want to leave it up to me on how you want me to include your character in a video, then that's also okay too. And to add even more, if there's any updates to your CAC, like if you change anything about their looks, like their features, their clothes, etc., then let me know so I can keep it in mind for next time I make another GMV. So that way I can have the updated version of them in the video. And with that, I think that's everything that you need to know, because that's how I've been doing it so far for the last 3 years at this point. And I feel like the reason why I'm able to do it like this is because I'm still a small channel, so I still don't really have an ocean of recommendations most of the time, even if I do make a post asking for CACs to feature in a future GMV. So I can go about this, or go on with this rather, without feeling too overwhelmed too much most of the time, because again, I'm still a small channel. I'm not really appealing to a whole bunch of people, at least not yet. So yeah, this is how things roll in terms of featuring your Xenoverse 2 CAC. And if anything changes with this format, I'll make an update video sometime in the future, whenever this does change, or even if it changes at all. But for now, that's how it's done. Now I know, like, there may be a potential question of like, well, what's the next GMV that's coming across? And the answer is, I have no idea. Aside from the milestone video that I made, like after Live and Learn, aside from that, I don't know what else to do, because the milestone video, like I said, is only set at like 1,000 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. Either one of them or both needs to happen in order for that video to happen. So until that happens, that will be the next one. But any other video that isn't bound to the shackles of expectations or goals that I've set in mind, I have no idea at the moment. Just figured I'd, make this video now, because it just makes more sense to talk about how to get people's characters in instead of just having to explain it over and over and over and over again to new people. This is just way more convenient and way more easy to understand, I believe. So in terms of GMVs, don't know yet. Again, aside from the milestone video, I have no idea. So, but we'll see. So until I get that new idea for a GMV or whatever video I have in mind, I will see you there.